that we are celebrating a defining moment in Sanlam Kenya's transformation journey. One that reflects our growth, one that reflects our innovation agenda, and our unwavering commitment to empowering Kenyans to live with confidence. This change positions us as a stronger, more connected, and a more innovative business. And the platform, Akiba Plus, is a clear step forward in delivering that platform. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reimagining insurance. This is the era. This is the time. We are reimagining insurance. We are reimagining pensions. We are reimagining investments. Not as isolated products, but as an ecosystem that supports Kenyans throughout their financial journey, protecting their income, growing their wealth, and securing their retirement. By making pensions digital, we are also making sure that it's accessible and flexible. We are ensuring that every Kenyan can build a future of dignity and security, whereby they can always be checking how their money is growing. So this launch is also a clear demonstration of our innovation agenda. At Sanlam, we believe in using innovation to solve real problems that exist. Akiba Plus is here to breaking barriers, making long-term savings intuitive, inclusive, and affordable for all.
You guys didn't hear? We're building what? We're building a movement. And for us, innovation is actually at the heart of what we do every day. And our focus is to actually make sure that we're building solutions that actually respond to the customer needs. So one of the key things that we've done is to actually create an environment where creatives like myself, people within the learning institutions, can actually begin to explore and experiment with insurance products. So we want to be able to actually capture the younger population, and we're inviting, of course, the Gen Zs to use our sandbox to be able to build, I would say, the future of how pension is distributed. So we build digital rails, we've availed APIs, and these are basically giving the infrastructure that is actually compliant with what the regulator actually demands for. So they drive the innovation while we look, of course, at the security, investment, and actually creating compliant solutions. Absolutely. I think as a country, one of the key things that we've seen is a higher rate of what we call dependency at old age. And one of the key things you'll see across the globe and also locally, a lot of the young people are getting into what we call gig economy. So they don't have access to what you'd call the formal way of actually contributing to pension products. And what we've done in a very creative way is to actually give them the power to build what you call long-term investment. So we've seen an excitement in the market with MMF products, which is short-term in nature, but also you want them to enjoy the tax benefits that have actually been given by our government and begin actually building their journey today. And I think, as we said, we don't want them to retire. We want them to actually repurpose their lives. So if you want to travel, I can actually set that target and save actually towards it. But also, most importantly, there's also the informal sector. I think for a long time, they've actually been left out. So one of the key things we've done is also avail offline capabilities using USSD, like *723#, and you will be able to actually begin gradually building your road to retirement. And this is a very simplified platform because you can actually begin by contributing as low as 100 shillings and build the future that you want. No, absolutely. You're actually spot on. And one of the key things that we've actually done is ensure that one of the key things we've built is security rails to ensure that, of course, one, from a data protection perspective, our customer data is not exposed. We've also strengthened, of course, the infrastructure that we're currently using, of course, leveraging both in-house infrastructure as well as cloud technology to ensure that we're able to, of course, deliver this capability in a very interesting and exciting way to our customers.
We have, for the long time, looked at the retirement plans around Kenyans, we realized that Kenya, there's a huge gap in savings. It's common knowledge that most Kenyans do retire into old age poverty because of lack of planning. And so as a company, we have decided to sit down, listen to the customers, and say, how do we package and reposition the solutions that we have from the ordinary Kenyan with no limit in terms of minimum contribution. They can set aside some money that can work towards their old age income. So the reason why we have this today is really to mobilize savings from Kenyans, give Kenyans accessibility to savings solutions targeted towards retirement. 26% of Kenyans are on pension plans in one form or another. Out of those 26%, 22% are formally employed, meaning 4% are in the informal segment. So what that means is the majority of Kenyans are left out in terms of pensions and retirement planning. That's a gap in itself. When we look at the majority of Kenyans, they are in the informal sector. So as financial services institutions, we have to come about with products and solutions that address and speak to the informal sector. Now, the informal sector is very dynamic. Income is not, regular like a formal employee. How do we create solutions that will still meet that need? There are very good initiatives the government has done to improve the uptake of pensions. One, there is tax relief that they give. Two, they have introduced products like post-retirement medical solutions, and they also attract tax incentives. So a lot of Kenyans do not connect the two. Obviously, it feels the products are out there, and what we're doing is we want to bring it close to the normal mwananchi, and they are able to plug in on a day-to-day basis and see how it is that they can work towards dignifying their retirement. Allow me to say one thing. We want, as a company, Sanlam, we want to really work towards improving the dignity of our retirees. When you retire in dignity. You do not retire into old age poverty. It should not be something that is for the high elite, that is something away from everyone. With as little as 500 shillings a month, you can put aside and it will work towards your retirement income. The Gen Z are actually very financially aware. You look at the uptake of unit trust, and I'll use this example. Our sister company Sanlam Alliance is here. Money market funds have drastically grown in the last 2 to 3 years, driven by the uptake of young people wanting to set aside some money. So first I want to commend Gen Z. From the data that we look and see, they are aware that they need to plan for themselves financially. They're very independent, but at the same time, they want accessibility, they want simplicity, they want transparency. And that's what we are promising you on this platform.
9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Karibu sana daktari wa Sanlam Akiba platform. As you can see it, digital journeys built end to end. You can access your personal investment plans. And yes, last year we actually declared 15% net, no hidden fees. If you want to plan, of course, for your post-retirement, you can also do that. NSSF, you can opt out. We've developed toolkits that you can access within the platform. Let's clap for the team that has done this fantastic work.
What do you want to do? Is anyone retiring? Me, I've heard there's somebody who wants to travel. Definitely, we are not going to push retirement. We're going to have conversations that are deliberate, effective. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause. And also, I'll just request the moderator.
Followed by Mr. Jack Marwa, our head of retirement.
A post-retirement medical fund, right?